tried to touch us before. Can you touch me again? I'd really like it if you could move that ball. God? God.
Come over to me, please. I just heard something. There's whispers.
Whoa. What was that?
What's up?
I don't know if it was the couch, my laptop, or this thing, but I heard 3 knocking noises.
If there's something bad here, can you move the ball a little bit more than you are now? Oh, shit. Holy crap.
Alabama is full of ghost stories.
From the dancing ghost of Grantser Harrison to the restless spirits that roam the catwalks of Sloss Furnace, there's just not too many places you can go in our state without hearing tales of the strange, the paranormal, and the macabre.
But are these stories true?
Our crew will travel to these reportedly haunted locations to learn their history and investigate their claims.
Our goal is to determine if there is any truth to the ghost stories that haunt our state.
But will we be prepared for what we may find along the way? This is Alabama's Most Haunted. It had been almost 5 months since I had gotten to live out one of my childhood dreams with my crew. The events of that night still continued to play out in my mind on a daily basis. I had just sat down and started working out how the documentary was going to go when we received an unexpected message from the owner of the Drish, Nika McCool. She asked if our crew would be interested in returning to the Drish for a second investigation, this time with a little help from her friend, Lauren Damrich. Lauren, a movie scriptwriter and former model, had just recently returned from Africa, where one of her movies was being filmed. We had attended the ribbon-cutting ceremony just a few weeks prior, celebrating the grand reopening of the Drish, but were honored to investigate the now fully restored mansion, considering that a lot of work was still being done during our last stay. We loaded up the car with a few new pieces of equipment, and before we knew it, we were Tuscaloosa bound once more. When we arrived back at the Drish, we were greeted by a large group of people. Just as I was starting to feel like a Ghostbuster pulling up to a New York skyscraper to do battle with the giant marshmallow man, we soon found out exactly what was going on.
As an event venue, we're having events. We had a Pokemon Go event this afternoon, so glad you could make it.
Definitely. And we recently found out that...
We together.
Yes, we together. The Drish House is actually a gym in Pokemon Go.
It is.
So we're pretty sure we'll have some people stopping by.
Team Blue.
Team Blue, all the way. Probably have some people stopping by to battle some Pokemon. And I'm pretty sure our crew will probably be hunting Pokemon.
Yeah, we're supposed to hunt ghosts, but probably be hunting ghastlies and haunters and stuff like that.
This guy right here especially.
Yeah. That Pokemon Go life, yeah.
Oh yeah. When everyone started to finally leave the mansion, and after catching my 100th Pidgey, we were free to roam the mansion and truly admire all the hard work that had been put into it. It was then that I stumbled upon the greatest thing to be added to the Drish since our last investigation. They have bathrooms. This is amazing. Keep the film though. The last of the guests exited the Drish, giving us a few minutes to talk to Nick and McCool about the mansion since its restoration. It was great to see that all the hard work and time put into the mansion was finally paying off. Alright, we're back here at the Drish House. Last time we were here was February, it is now July. And as you can see, there's been a lot of work put into this house. Miss McCool here has spent a lot of time and money to make this place look like it does. Can you tell us a little bit about the work process after we were last here?
Yes, so you were here in February, and that was the beginning of the interior restoration. Now here we are in July, and the restoration of the interior is virtually complete. There are still some projects to do. Work in the tower, we have some ornate plaster work to restore, and landscaping.
And you do a lot of just wedding planning here?
We do weddings here, we've had birthday parties, we've had some corporate events, so really any kind of event where you need people to gather. A great space for that.
So remember that. Next time you need somewhere to go.
Remember that. If you need a
right
place
here
in Tuscaloosa, call the Historic Drish House, drishhouse.com. Easy to find us.
Well, we thank you very much for letting us come in and
Absolutely.
check this place out. And hopefully we won't scare too many people off with this documentary.
Actually, I think this attracts people.
Well,
People are
there we
really
go.
interested in the paranormal and interested in the haunting and the story. So I think it's just the opposite. It doesn't scare anyone away. I think it brings people here.
Well, there we go. Helping each other out.
Yeah.
Nick and McCool left soon after her interview. Our crew took this time to prepare equipment, and we also passed time with songs and stories as we waited for Lauren. I left an audio recorder next to a trigger object upstairs. That's where we caught our first EVP of the night. As I leave the audio recorder alone and walk away, you can clearly hear two disembodied voices sighing heavily. Take a listen.
You can feel free to play with whatever you want to. You can speak into this device here if you wish. Well, we really wish you'd let us know that you're here tonight. Thank you.
As we continued to wait for nightfall to begin our investigation, Julia decided she wanted to do a walkthrough of the house. Little did she know what she was about to experience on the second floor, where the two disembodied voices were caught just minutes before.
Coming up.
Yes, you did. You want me to like not film you?
It's fine. Kind of hard to breathe.
After Julia's experience upstairs, we quickly set up her and Lauren's interview, so Julia could explain exactly what had just happened to her. So what are you guys hoping to experience tonight in the Drish Mansion?
Well, you've already had an experience.
Well, hopefully we'll get some good EVPs, some good shadows, something on the voice box, just, something that will...
Why don't you tell them what just happened to you?
Well, I had an experience just recently, very recently. It was, I went upstairs and you could feel there was something different. You could feel something pressing on your chest. And then I felt my back burning. I went back downstairs, I told the guys, and they were like, oh, they had the voice box, and I was like, oh, okay, let's go. They were like, let's go check it out. And I was like, okay. And I did. And then one of the guys asked, hey, did you do that? And you could hear something say, yeah, it was something like, yeah, it was me. It was me. And just then it hits you. And then so we were like, okay, let's go further upstairs, and we did. And it just,
Happened.
It just happened. And we heard, we asked, is this Katherine, the daughter of the Drish house? And it didn't say anything, it just laughed. So, we heard that, and we didn't really pick up anything else, so we just kind of went back downstairs. So it was pretty weird. Very weird.
Very weird. Terribly weird.
Some good creepy sound effects in the background.
Yeah.
Thundering and lightning in the dark.
I can, spot this. Have you guys been interested in the paranormal before this, or has it always been like interest to you?
We've always had stuff followed us around. I mean, ever since we were younger, and ever since she was younger.
Yeah, I always seem to end up in a haunted house for some reason. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
Yeah, it's just always been, we've just found things we couldn't explain, and, it's just, I think people like us always find that stuff that you can't explain very interesting.
How about the earrings?
I mean, ever since I was little, I wouldn't really classify myself as a psychic or a medium or anything near that. But I did see stuff when I was a kid, and I do have dreams about things that are placed in objects. My mom's boyfriend passed away about a year ago, actually, and he had these earrings for her, and they were hidden in antique
No, they were
drawer. Lost in an antique drawer. And I just had a dream one night that they were perfectly placed there, and I said, Mom, go check there, and she checked, and they were perfectly put in. And so.
And we don't use that drawer. I mean, we don't use that chest. So they just disappeared the night he died. They were gone.
So
showed up, like 6 months later?
Yeah. So ever since then, we've just been always something has followed us around. We've never known why.
That's true.
You could clearly tell Julia was a little shaken from what she had just experienced. After their interviews, we waited for nightfall and shared our own personal experiences from our last trip to the Drish. Once the sun was gone, we started our investigation. And it didn't take long for things to get interesting. Light just went out.
Where was the light from? Outside?
The street light. Let's go check this ball out. Sean and I had made our way into one of the rooms, but before long, Lauren came to find us, telling us that her and Julia had just witnessed a toy ball moving on its own. We were lucky to catch this on multiple cameras. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I know, we'll stand still like that. Can you move it again for me, please?
There it goes. Katherine, is that you? If you want to talk to us, you can talk into this device that's in my hand.
Man, it's just rolling back and forth, back and forth.
All the windows are shut, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can you move the ball, like push it to the left towards the couch? Can you roll it that way?
Kathy, do you think you could roll it back and forth?
Look at that, man.
Oh,
Rachel was downstairs when she heard us discussing what we were experiencing. She hurried up the stairs to see it for herself.
there you go, that was good. Can you keep trying to move it towards the couch? There you go. Roll it further,
Come on,
please.
Kathy.
You can do it. Roll it towards the couch, please.
Could you roll it to the couch for us? We want to play. You want to play too, don't you? Roll it to the couch if you do.
Come on, push it towards the couch. You can do it.
Do it really hard like you just did it.
If you can push it towards the couch, we'll go get a little music box for you to play with.
She liked that, I think.
You like music boxes?
I'll play it with you if you do it. I'll play it with you if you do it.
While we were watching the ball move, both our camera's audio as well as one of our audio recorders picked up what sounded like a woman screaming, though none of us physically heard this. After the scream, the ball stopped moving completely. Could John Drish have been forcing his daughter to stop interacting with us? We focused one of our security cameras on the ball while we weren't around. From here, we decided to break out our newest piece of equipment, the SB-11 Spirit Box. We had already heard a male and female voice come through earlier in the day, and we were excited to see what we would capture. Right now we're doing a live feed for everybody that's watching at home. And now we're doing a Spirit Box section. Yeah. Are you here with us, Katherine? Oh, there we go. Almost immediately after starting the Spirit Box session, we caught a female voice saying what we can best describe as, "Don't leave us." And soon after that, we catch a female voice saying no, and a male voice saying, "Say something," almost in a daring voice.
Listen.
After hearing what sounded like arguing and a woman saying, "It hurts," I began to wonder if John Drish was trying to keep his daughter from talking to us. We went back downstairs to tell everyone what we had just heard.
Coming up.
Thanks. I heard that. There's whispering.
Are you up here?
Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. What was that?
It had been an eventful night so far at the Drish, much more active than our first investigation. I grabbed the spirit box once more and started back upstairs alone. Almost instantly, I started to have voices come through.
Upstairs, did we die on the stairs? Yes, we did. Here it is. Right here? Did you fall down right here? Is that how you died? What the? What the heck is that? You say Thomas? Yeah? Are you in here?
As I was filming the door on the far left, a shadow moves on the other side of it twice. I quickly open the door to find the room empty, and the only source of light is coming from the street light outside. Could this have been Katherine playing a game of hide and seek? After this experience, a few of the crew members caught up with me to see the footage for themselves.
Alright, so what just happened, Kevin?
Basically I go to walk towards this door, and a dark shadow runs by twice. And I definitely caught it on camera. No doubt about that. And as soon as it finished, I ran in there. There's nobody in there. There's the door.
Oh my god.
Yep, there it goes.
Oh, wow.
Oh my god.
See, there it goes
Yeah.
again.
Go back. I want to see.
Awesome, dude.
Mackerel. Can't back.
Where's it at?
Watch the door.
Right there?
And I go in there. Nobody.
Wow.
Nothing.
Holy crazy good.
That's awesome, dude. So far, so good. That's true. I got movement on the ball.
You do?
You do?
You got movement on the ball?
While this was going on, Rachel and Julia had set up one of our static cameras to record the ball to see if we can get any movement out of it when we weren't around. Nick happened to check the monitor to see the ball moving from side to side. You can see here the ball is sitting still. Then after an orb of light flies over it, it begins to rock from side to side.
And as you can see, there's no way anything could. We are currently, I just got chilled. We are on the second floor. That is creepy. Second floor, there's no way any of those outside lights could move like that. And with the way the door is. Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. What was that? I don't know if it was the couch, my laptop, or this thing, but I heard 3 knocking noises. I probably got it on the camera. No, it sounded like...
Maybe like...
Yeah, a little bit like that, but it sounded like it came from a laptop.
Sounds like somebody just sat down in that thing. Like, definitely getting some activity.
Yeah, I was looking at this door right here, and as I was turning, I got it. There's Sean's night vision.
I guess we'll go downstairs, find somewhere to do the live stream for about 10-15 minutes.
Okay. Grabbing the laptop, I'm going to keep on recording.
As we started to make our way downstairs, we ran into Kayla. She informed us that something downstairs had actually blown into her ear and moved her hair.
Wow, we totally just caught
an apparition.
Go on the door twice on the inside of that room. Twice.
Yeah.
We regrouped downstairs for a few minutes, then made our way back up from there. Things started to get interesting once more.
She heard a music box. Her mom.
What?
Her mom heard a music box.
You heard a music box?
Yeah. She was sitting on the couch, dude. And then something was tapping the floor right next to her.
Could this have been the same spirit who messed with the couch near Jonathan?
Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. What was that?
If you're here with us tonight, can you give us a sign of your presence?
Is Sarah here with us? Everybody just got dead silent. I was like...
Are you still here with us tonight?
Yeah.
Just got a weird pressure right here.
And it's in this.
I saw another figure pass by.
Okay, Sean is now feeling
They
pressure.
actually just restored it. They have open houses here now and then. We had no idea that Sean was about to suddenly get very sick. And all the girls in the house had no idea what they were about to experience.
Coming up.
Mom, move it.
Trapped? Were you trapped here?
Did you hear that?
Mom?
You alright, Sean?
Sean was starting to feel worse. Julia had walked into one of the storage rooms, and the door was shut and locked behind her. They couldn't open the door from either side. Sean, Jonathan, and I picked up her panicked screams on our camera's audio, though while it was happening, we didn't notice. Earlier it was rolling from side to side. If you're here with us, can you move this ball?
In my head, like the pressure, it was like this, like a dull pressure at first, but then it was just like, bam, just hit me all at once. Like I can still feel it. It's kind of hurting now.
Just in case anybody's just now joining us, we are currently having a live stream of our investigation. Can you move these flowers for us?
Dude, I just got that serious pain in here.
You got it?
Did you go chill somewhere?
Crap, dude.
You want me to not film you?
It's fine. Kind of feels hard to breathe, to be honest, just because it's hot.
You need to go outside and get some air?
Maybe.
Come on, let's go downstairs.
I'll stay up here and record them.
It's a lot there, too. And that pressure in his back, but it feels like it's really kind of like squeezing out.
All right.
And
You
I
got-
didn't. I couldn't open the door.
You got locked in the closet?
She did, and I tried to open the door and I couldn't turn the knob.
Sean is feeling lightheaded and dizzy, so he's going to have to step out.
Usually when he feels bad, it's weird.
Do you like
Yeah.
us all being here asking questions?
It was at this point in our investigation that we discovered John Drish was quite the ladies' man.
Do you like all the girls in the house?
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Is this Dr. Drish?
I said John a while ago. Yeah.
His name is John Drish.
Okay.
I can't hear you. Do you like us being in your house? No. I said no. Can you show us a sign that you're here? Can you talk to us?
Well, I just saw that light in that room.
Oh my God.
I think it's a car.
Did you die here?
Did you fall down the stairs?
Did you fall down the stairs and die here?
Trapped? Were you trapped here?
Did you hear that?
Someone knocked over here. Is it?
Nope, no one is downstairs.
It's over
It
here.
sounded like it came in that room.
After hearing trapped on the spirit box, we began to wonder if Katherine was talking about being trapped in the lookout tower. This was followed by a loud knock from one of the vacant rooms.
Did you fall down the stairs and die here?
Trapped? Were you trapped here?
Did you hear that?
After experiencing these things, the voices went silent on the spirit box. Sean and I rejoined the group, but only for a few minutes before Lauren began to feel sick herself. Our crew went outside for some fresh air, leaving Julia alone in the house to investigate another one of the Drish's most famous ghost stories.
That poor Katherine, who had reverted back to this childlike state, that she, as a ghost, plays with the children who've lived here. When the Snedeker family and Judge Cochran's family lived here, there's a story that, the children would say that they'd been tucked in, or that after they were tucked in, someone came back into the room to check on them, and they'd ask their parents, "Why did you keep checking on me? You kept waking me up." And they said, "We didn't go into your room." And so there's this belief that Katherine comes back to, because she, in a childlike state, wants to be around other children.
Yeah.
Thanks. This is just you and me, guys. It just got really cold.
It didn't take long for Julia to feel as though she wasn't alone in the mansion. Despite the fact that everyone else was outside, our camera's audio picked up this male voice, which Julia seems to hear.
I feel like there's something watching me. Hello? There's something in this room. I know there is.
It also wasn't long before she started to hear other sounds as well.
Can you pull this blanket off me? Please, can Kathy, Mr. Drish, Sarah, if anything's in here, can you please take the blanket off me? It's pretty hot in here. Can you give me any sign or anything like that? Can you tell me who moved the blankets last time? I keep seeing something in the corner of the over there.
As Julia continued to lay there, it became obvious that she was getting a little freaked out. At one point, she begins to hear whispering inside the mansion. While the whispering wasn't caught on the studio camera's audio, it was caught on the security camera.
I just heard something. There's whispering. There's whispering. Come over to me, please. Move the blanket off. We need to know you're here. Nobody's gonna believe that someone's trapped here if you can't give us a sign. I keep hearing whispering and I keep seeing something out the back of my eye and I know something's watching me. Come on. You're all confident before. What happened? Yeah, I keep hearing whispering. You're so confident to lock your daughter in a tower. Why aren't you confident enough to pull this off me? Come on. You're the man of the house, you should know. Do something. Mom!
Coming up.
Just remember, Kevin.
Yes.
If you get possessed or die, can I have your PlayStation?
Maybe.
Okay.
Yes.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Ring if you need anything.
Guys, I did last time.
It had been a very eventful night at the Drish Mansion. We had already experienced a ball rolling on its own. We had also captured several voices on our spirit box. Julia had been performing an isolation session in the house when she suddenly had the feeling she wasn't alone. She claimed to hear a raspy breath, and when she glanced towards the staircase, claimed to see a dark figure standing there, causing her to run out of the house. After regrouping, I decided to try an isolation session in the mansion alone. As I prepared to see if I could experience the dark shadow that Julia did, Jonathan left me with some words of encouragement. Alright, I'm going to start right here, and then, like I said, I'll probably 5 minutes free room, 5 minutes in there by myself, and then I'll come get you guys. Unless you never see me again.
Yeah, that's probably enough.
Just remember, Kevin.
Yes.
If you get possessed or die, can I have your PlayStation?
Maybe.
Okay.
First is a bar, second is bad.
This is Kevin and the Drish. I'm about to start my isolation session on the second floor by myself. I'll be free roaming for about 5 minutes, and then we have a camera set up in one of the rooms where they saw a dark shadow earlier. I'm going to go into there and sit for about 5 more minutes for isolation. So let me just start here and creep up the stairs. Keep hoping to smell the roses, but we've only smelled them one time tonight. It was only for a split second. Not as strong and long lasting as last time. Definitely a heavy feeling up here. The Drish was relatively quiet for me. After about 5 minutes of free roaming the second floor, I made my way into a small room. As I turned my camcorder off to change SD cards out, I looked up to see a dark figure standing on the other side of the door through the glass. I hurried out to see if anyone was there. As I asked if whoever I had just seen was still there, my camera's audio picks up a whispery female reply. Where'd you go? Are you still up here with me? Are you still here? I just saw you standing at the doorway. As I'm finishing my question, a female whispers closely, right here. A strange orb of light also becomes visible very briefly. Are you still here? Are you still here? I just saw you standing at the doorway. I went back into the room after speaking with Nick to see if anything else would happen. All that was caught during this time was the sound of a doorknob twisting. And I personally heard a female scream, which unfortunately wasn't caught on camera. I can't say for sure, however, that this was an outside interference.
It might have been someone from outside, but like right as we were starting to talk, it was like from out here. I couldn't pinpoint it. It might have been from outside, but it was like.
After telling everyone what I had just experienced, Lauren and Julia decided to stay on the second floor alone to see if they too could witness the dark shadows moving past the doors.
I grabbed this snake upstairs so don't be alarmed if it's gone.
Gotcha. Slide you, don't worry. Yes.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Scream if you need anything.
I did last time.
I think we're ready. So yeah, if y'all need anything, just let me know. I can hear it on there.
Alright.
And if either of you need to tap out, we can come, help you.
I'll never tap out. And I won't do it. She'll have to tap out.
Good luck.
Thank you. Where's the tap? Right here.
Alright, this is a recording session at the church house with Lauren Damrich and Julia Springer, mother and daughter. And we're going to do an EVP session and also try to connect with the spirits in here in the church house.
Because I can't figure out why the mother left the father.
Let's not ask questions like that first. Alright.
Are y'all happy to have us here at the house, or do you want us to leave? Because y'all are quite active. Happy to have us here at the house, or do you want us to leave? Because y'all are quite active.
How does it feel having people notice you?
keep showing your faces in the window of these doors. Well, why don't you show yourself outside the doors?
While Lauren and Julia asked questions, our camera caught several orbs of light. Most of them left streaks behind them.
You keep showing your faces in the window of these doors. Well, why don't you show yourself outside the doors? I don't believe you're here. She does. Can you prove me different? Because you picked on my daughter downstairs, scared her. She ticks me off. So if you're going to scare her, you can try and scare me. I don't scare. Are you just going to scare little girls like you scared your daughter? You scared my daughter because you can't stand up to a grown woman? Sad.
They decided to try and contact the spirit of Katherine, hoping to catch a glimpse of her.
Did he lock you upstairs in the attic? Did he lock you up in the attic, sweetheart? Were you scared? Were you scared, sweetheart? It's okay to be scared.
Pretty soon they began to see shadows moving on the other side of the door.
Kathy, are we seeing your mom in the shadows? Is there something bad here? Is there something bad that's keeping you here? If there's something bad here, can you move the ball a little bit more than you are now? Oh, shoot, Jesus Christ. Holy crap. Okay, well, we know you're here. Who's ever behind the door? You don't scare me.
Mom, I can't do this. I know you're going to take me out. I'm sorry. I just can't.
Guys, can somebody come get Julia? Oh, my God. I can't do that. I'm sorry.
Sean made his way up the stairs. Jonathan followed as a heavy feeling weighed down on them as they made their way up.
Whoa, yeah, the pressure, dude.
Yeah.
Is that...
Because I don't get scared. She gets scared. You scared my daughter. He can't hurt you. He's just a grumpy old man that likes to hang around and scare people. Come on, move it. It's not right that happened, sweetheart. You okay?
Alright, come on, you're so tough. Let's see what you got.
Once they began to try and confront the shadow they were seeing, they entered the room to a heavy feeling. Soon afterwards, however, the heavy feeling faded away, and the Drish fell silent for the rest of the night. With 2 investigations of the historic Drish Mansion under our belt, our crew left the house with a sense of accomplishment. After spending years reading about the spirits who roam there, we finally had the chance to investigate those claims and witness the legends firsthand. The Drish Mansion still stands in Tuscaloosa, surviving decades of upkeep and various changes. But no matter what the Drish Mansion has been over all these years, it will always remain a part of Alabama's most haunted.
Oh, we got others. And look at her neck. She's like, my hair, I'm being sucked into the heavens. My hair, that's too heavy. My hair is perfect. It can't be sucked into the heavens. Take a dump on the schedule.
And then whatever this is.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Alright, I guess we better get this.